I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Records show that we started this meeting at 7:05 p.m. And I'd ask the clerk to call the roll.
Thomas Wood, Martin Manick,
Here.
Michael Cashman.
Here.
Gerard Renadette.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Here.
Thomas Wood is absent.
And our first resolution is resolution number 14-239, approval of minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of July 7, 2014 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Renadette,
Second.
second by Councilman Wood. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14-241.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Art Rowe, Building and Maintenance Supervisor for the month of June 2014.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Cashman,
Second.
second by Councilor Renadette. Any discussion?
Just, under 240, abstract of, looking.
There's supposed to be one in there. He's right.
Okay.
You just change the numbers.
Nope, you are right. I don't think there's any problem with this work, passing 241, and then we'll pass 240.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yep.
I, don't have it in my file, so thank you, Tom. Okay. Any other discussion? I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes?
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes. You want me to get the amounts, Mr. Mannix, for the abstract?
The, resolution
Oh, you have it?
14-240.
I don't have it.
Ricky, do you have it?
No,
No?
no, my copy. Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 7B-14.
Excuse me, I'll get the amounts.
There's no different.
And abstract 7B-14 in the amount of $303,827.13. And abstract 7B-14 prepays in the amount of $824,609.40. As received and reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor are hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilor Renadette and a second by Councilor Cashman. Any discussion? Roll Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 14-242.
Resolved to
Codes
receive,
and, excuse me, just saying, Codes and Zoning Department monthly report.
resolved to receive and place on file a report from Stephen Imhoff, Code Enforcement Officer for the month of June 2014.
So moved.
So move.
There's a
Second.
motion to the effect from Councilor Renadette, a second on that from Councilor
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 13-243, Highway Superintendent's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from James Wood, Superintendent of Highways for the month of June 2014.
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Cashman. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wood. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14-244, Town Clerk's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Rick Collins, Town Clerk for the month of June 2014.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Renadette,
Second.
second by Councilor Wood. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard
Yes.
Rendell.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14-245, Water Wastewater Department's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file reports from Scott Stoddard, Water and Wastewater Department Director for the month of May and June 2014.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Cashman,
Second.
second by Councilor Wood. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14-246, appointment of Carol Ruger to the Finance Committee Board.
Whereas the town board passed resolution 14-183, authorizing the formation of a finance committee to improve accountability and controls over finances and accounts, to play an advisory role to the town supervisor, town board, and finance manager. Whereas Ms. Carol Ruger, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, who possesses skills and experience with finance and financial system, is willing to serve as a member of the finance committee. Therefore, be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby appoint Ms. Ruger to the finance committee for a term to expire 12/31/2018, effective immediately. And it also be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be given to Ms. Ruger and to the finance manager. And it be further resolved that she take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of appointment and appreciation to Ms. Ruger.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Renadette,
Second.
second by Councilor Cashman.
That would bring to three, that, remember that we were one?
All right?
So we have one more to go.
I thought there was only two.
There's only
The
two.
finance-
There's only two.
Finance
plus-
manager
plus
was put
Pat.
on there, but we want
Right.
4 people from the public.
Oh, okay. So we've got, counting the finance manager, we've got three.
Okay.
And as the individual that presented, Carol Ann Ruger, I just want to again impress upon you folks that I've always been impressed with her ability. She works for the Vice President for Student Affairs in SUNY Plattsburgh. Her and her husband have had their own company for a number of years. So between the combination of seeing budgets built and designed at different levels, of local business and also a very complex state agency, which is college or university. I think that she would bring some unique experience and expertise, so.
Do we have a kind of a date as to when we'd like to see this committee, the vacancies filled, so that, and how often will they meet?
I think it depended on when we wanted to make sure we got the people in, and, I'm assuming that we're gonna be starting in the next couple of
I
months.
think it would be excellent if we were at the next work session, which would be next Monday, if we could finalize where we're at. I know that I've spoken with Bob Miller, and he would be delighted to serve if we so decided. I know you were gonna talk again to Brian Rabideau, and Jack Conroy is another person available to us in this list of people. So hopefully we'd be able to discuss it at our next work session, and then hopefully at our next board meeting that we could fill those 2 remaining slots and have our full board.
Budget time is right around the corner.
That's right. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes?
Martin Manick,
Yes?
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renzo.
Yes.
Carried. Next order, resolution 14247, authorization to retain general bond counsel services.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Town Board is in continued need of general bond counsel services, and the finance manager has indicated that the renewal of the town's existing agreement with bond counsel is now due. And whereas the consulting firm of Squires, Patton, and Boggs of 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10112, has prepared an agreement to continue to assist the town of Plattsburgh by providing professional bond counsel service on an as-needed basis to support the town in managing its capital and cash flow projects. And whereas said agreement indicates that the rates and schedule for general and municipal services are indicated by the attached letter. Now therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize and direct the firm of Squires, Patton, and Boggs to represent the town as bond counsel in the amount not to exceed an hourly rate schedule as submitted. And it be further resolved that this agreement shall become effective immediately and shall continue until terminated by either party with written notice as indicated by said agreement. And it is further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any and all documents of said service, and copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Any motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Wood,
Second.
and a second by Councilor Renadette. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renzo.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette, yes. Carried. Resolution 14248. Authorization to retain services of a surveyor.
Whereas to help generate funds to pay for a recent purchase of Katyville Park property, the Recreation Department has made a recommendation to dispose of surplus property that is part of said property and borders along Route 3. Whereas the proposed property is not now or ever has been used for recreational park purposes. Therefore be resolved, supervisor be authorized to seek the services of a surveyor to map and identify surplus property as indicated by the attached letter and map. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Youth Service and Recreation Director and the Finance Manager.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Renadette, second.
Second.
Second by Councilor Cashman.
This has never been used for the recreation, even though it was part of the recreation track that we dedicated it.
Right, it's a portion of the, a portion of that property, was used for some of the cross-country trails, and a portion of the property was used for the disc golf. But this particular portion of the property, which would be a series of lots fronting on, Route 3, were not used for recreation.
So they wouldn't be that deep.
No,
Correct.
not at all. There's a map, attached here, you can see.
I think the most important part of this resolution, and I advocated for it first time when we were making adjustments, is to note that this is to generate funds to pay for the purchase of the Katie Bell Park, and that these funds won't are not even necessarily, will not go towards additional recreation programs. It's to help us offset the cost of the park itself. And I think that's really important for the public to know and just be noted in this resolution, so I'm glad that it was made.
I'm not objecting to that, I think that's a good idea, just what I'm asking.
But
Since I didn't see that map ahead of time, as long as we're looking at the depth of those and we
Yep.
make sure we have the proper space, because we wanted to expand that park, as I recall.
But the reason that I bring it up, Tom, though, is when Mel had provided us a letter, she noted in such a way, or alluded to, in the way that that letter was written, that the funds could or would potentially be used for the recreation programs, and in fact, that's not the reason that we're doing this. We're actually doing it to help offset the cost of this park. So I wanted to make sure that it was noted in the resolution that those funds should be allocated as such once they're collected.
I think it was a would, not could.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way I read the letter in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a little clearer, I guess, the way you put it.
Have a motion, have a second, any other discussion? Call for roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manac,
Yes.
Michael Kane.
Yes.
George Renner.
Yes.
Carried. The next resolution, 14249, is not really gonna be acted upon at this time. It deals with, what was Falcon Cable's franchise and then became Charter Communications franchise, and now Charter Communication, is under contract with Comcast Corporation, and the cable, commission that exists, that works with, the cable provider, is, discussing with the cable provider, the franchise and the, consequences of acting upon this. It would appear that, it will serve to our advantage to sign this contract, in the sense that, if this contract, is signed, Comcast will have to assume all of the negotiated agreements that were in place with Charter, that they were, that will not be open to renegotiation, that they will be assuming those as part of their purchase of Charter. But at the same time, there is another meeting that's going to be held, and we want the benefit of that meeting and the opportunity to sit with Charter and get some.
So the next time we negotiate will be with Comcast.
Correct.
So are we going to be just not entertaining this resolution and renumbering the others, or are we going to move this one to be tabled immediately? You said
So we don't,
weren't- you
it's
said
not,
we
it
weren't
hasn't
gonna
come
be
up
acting
because
on
we haven't
this?
brought it up, we haven't voted, so we don't have to, we
We
could
don't have to
renumber.
table it, it hasn't been introduced.
All right, so we're just not going to,
But it's gonna offset the other numbering for
right,
resolutions.
that's my question. Are we going to just not entertain that one and renumber the subsequent resolutions?
We'll renumber the subsequent
Okay.
resolutions. So this next resolution, public display fireworks application will become, 249.
What did we just,
240, excuse me,
the
248.
resolution that we just,
What happened to 249?
excuse me, but the resolution that we just drew up, why don't we just put that in there?
Pardon me?
The resolution,
Tom, so we're just adding a resolution.
we're adding a resolution, why don't we just put that
Tom's
in there?
suggestion, why don't we just substitute that in there and not change the numbers?
Rick, do you wanna read that resolution that we added and make that two forty-nine?
Okay.
But whereas the town clerk is in receipt of the certificate of insurance indicating the town of Plattsburgh as an additional insured on the documents from Coyote Enterprises Incorporated, satisfying their requirements as a valid application for the certificate to be issued as a public works or public fireworks display to take place on July 25th and 26th at 85 Fairgrounds Road. Now be it resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue a pyrotechnics license to Coyote Enterprise for the said fireworks display.
So moved.
Have a resolution from Councilor Renadette, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Wood, any discussion?
What was the holdup on this, Rick?
Pardon me?
What was the holdup on this resolution?
What was the holdup on it? Because he got the insurance certificate to us at the 11th hour.
Okay.
Onto it, but from here on out, he was told that anytime he wants to apply for a permit, it's gotta be at least 2 weeks in advance. So it goes to the work session, and then it goes to the regular board meeting, so everybody knows about it in advance.
And I know you brought this up prior to the meeting, but for the record, how many times did you have to contact him?
Half a dozen at least, onto it to get back and forth between the insurance company and him to get the required documents that are needed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And we have all the documents, is that correct, Rick?
Right, correct, we have everything.
And in deference to, a good doctor, I will say that, he comments that, we have requirements that he doesn't have to comply with in other towns, whatever, and, that's not unusual when you're dealing with some of the small towns around us, they don't, shall I say,
Well, if he's made aware of it, and we've certainly done that with the fairgrounds and stuff, so
That's
they came in on time, so I think that's what we need to do.
and
And this isn't his first rodeo.
it's a training, it's a training we go through, and I don't think we'll have a reoccurrence of the issue, okay? Hope not.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renzo.
Yes.
Okay, carried. Resolution 14-250, public display fireworks application.
Whereas consideration of the feedback and research completed by the town clerk, the town of Plattsburgh Town Board has reviewed and discussed the permitting process for the public display of fireworks in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the town clerk's office performs a number of duties to assure the application of permitting fireworks is in compliance with local and state laws, has appropriate general, commercial liability insurance coverage with the town being named on the insured on said policy, pursues support of local law enforcement and fire commissioners to approve granting of said applicant. Pending approval by the town attorney, must comply with all the conditions and requirement of section 405.00 of the penal law. And whereas the town board has determined that a non-refundable application fee should be charged to help pay for expenses incurred in the application process. Now therefore be resolved that the town clerk be and hereby authorized and directed to charge a non-refundable application fee of $250 for the permitting of a public display of fireworks. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the town clerk.
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilor Renadette,
Second.
and a second by Councilor Cashman.
I assume that information will go out to the people that want it as soon as we find out that somebody's,
The new forms are already printed.
okay, thank you.
Now, this evolved out of research by the town clerk as far as other towns and what they charge. And again, the reason why I asked how many times the town clerk had to contact this one individual demonstrates that there is substantial amount of time on occasion, that is spent by the town clerk to try and secure the required information. So, I feel that the $250 fee is more than justified.
Agreed.
And I could point out that, you know, there was an insurance certificate provided which named the county fair or the fairgrounds as an additional insurer. And had that certificate been accepted, the town of Plattsburgh would not have been an additional insured, and that would have left us naked in terms of coverage. And if somebody were to get hurt, you can be assured, we would be a named party in that lawsuit. So it was correctly done by Ricky that he stood his ground and required that the proper certificate be provided.
Well, there's a lot of background stuff, as Jimmy and I went over the forms now that's required. All of the people have to have the pyrotechnic licenses from the federal government and the state also, to stay current to do it. So all of the stuff has to have the background research of each individual.
The law that referred to this 405 spells it out very clearly and
Right.
reviewed it, and it's the criteria you have to meet under the law, that's it.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14251, setting the application fee for peddler's license.
Whereas Resolution 14232 to adopt local law number 2 of 2014, peddling, soliciting, and transit retail merchants was duly adopted by the Town of Plattsburgh Board on July 7, 2014. Whereas it was the town clerk and the town's board intention that the application fee for said license would periodically be reviewed and set by resolution. And whereas a non-refundable application fee had been previously set at $150, and it was determined that the fee should be continued at that rate until amended by resolution. Now therefore be resolved that the non-refundable application fee for peddling and soliciting and transit retail merchants license shall be set at $150. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the town clerk, code zoning office, town finance manager, and be affixed to the file with the local law number 2 of 2014.
So moved.
Have a motion by Councilor Cashman,
Second.
and a second by Councilor Benedett. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 14252, 2014 Phase 2 Base Sewer Lining Capital Project.
Whereas in 2013, the Town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater Department completed Phase 1 of the base sewer lining project, 5 phases. And whereas a multi-phase project was previously identified and prioritized to address costly inflow and infiltration problems with the former U.S. Air Force Base aged and failing wastewater infrastructure. Whereas after consulting with the town's finance manager, the required resources have been identified to fund Phase 2 project, and it has been estimated in the amount not to exceed $225,000, which to be charged to the account of, as so noted, to be used to complete said project. Now therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the supervisor, finance manager, and wastewater director to initiate the process to address Phase 2 base sewer lining capital project for the Water and Wastewater Department, including the development and implementation of the bid process. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and wastewater director.
So moved.
Have a motion, Councilor Wood,
Second.
second by Councilor Benedett. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm really pleased that we got this, finally got these things going with different phases, and we're actually getting progress on them. I know we talked about it as a 5 and 10 year process, and at one point, the amount of money was attributed that we're gonna spend it all in 1 year, but this is over 5 to 10 years, and at least got started, and we're cutting down on infiltration, which also cuts down on the costs and the expenses that we have.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Minick, Michael Cash.
Yes.
George Renzo.
Yes.
Carried. Any other business to be brought before the board?
I just want to note one quick thing, just because there's been a lot of conversation about pickleball lately. There was actually a very nice article in the Press Republican that highlighted both the city and the town, and again, it's a nice feature about how our two municipalities are working together collaboratively for something new. So kudos to both of our rec departments. So.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn by Councilor Wood, a second.
Second.
By Councilor Benedek. And it's 7:20, 7:34.
2:35?
Roll call.
Okay.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Minick,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
George Renzo.
Yes.
How many checkbooks? I don't have.
I don't know what you do.
Save your paper, I guess.
Guess you miss a week, you lose everything.
Hey?
I go outside.
In a year from now, and I'm doing this a lot.